Welcome to today's Explainer. So, we're diving into a topic today that's honestly just incredibly rewarding and kind of delightfully surprising. We're talking about stepping onto the ballroom dance floor after you've hit 50. Now, I know for a lot of us, picking up a totally brand new physical hobby later in life, it kind of feels like a closed door. But today, we're going to see exactly why that door is actually wide open and why it's literally never too late to jump in. But hey, let's address the elephant in the room right off the bat. Have you not danced since, what, your high school prom? If so, trust me, you are definitely not alone. It's super common. Trying something entirely new as an adult can feel, well, let's be real, overwhelmingly intimidating. Those little fears you might be having about looking silly or feeling out of step or just being super rusty, completely normal. When we haven't done a structured physical activity like dance for decades, our brains just naturally throw up this defensive wall. But we're going to tear that wall down today because the world of adult ballroom dance is fundamentally different from whatever scary scenario you might be picturing in your head. You see, we tend to mix up dancing with performing, right? We picture the bright stage lights, the sequined costumes, the flawless synchronized routines from TV. But the reality of beginner ballroom dance is a whole different ballgame. The really good news from our source material is that adult ballroom dance is built from the ground up for learners, not performers. It is entirely about starting exactly where you are today. With the right instructor and just some realistic expectations, you absolutely do not need a background in dance to start seeing the benefits. Remember, it's a classroom, not a Broadway stage. All right, let's get into Section 1, why it works after 50, and the hidden benefits of the dance floor. So we all know staying active as we get older is absolutely crucial. But let's face it, not everyone wants to run on a treadmill for hours or lift heavy weights. The beauty of dance is that while you're just enjoying the music, your body is putting in some serious work behind the scenes. Things like balance, strength, range of motion, and core stability, which are all total game changers for daily life, well, ballroom dancing trains every single one of them at the same time. It's like a secret workout. Many of the dances rely on steady weight shifts, controlled stepping, and guided turns. And as you do that, you're engaging all those tiny muscles that support your core. You're quite literally retraining how your body moves through space, getting a fantastic fitness routine without it ever feeling like a punishing gym session. But honestly, the physical perks, that's only half the story here. Just as important, maybe even more so, is the social side of things. Practicing with a partner or learning in a group creates this really wonderful, friendly accountability. It acts as this vital social lifeline that heavily reduces the feeling of isolation. Think about it. When you know someone is actively waiting for you to practice a waltz or a foxtrot, you're going to show up. That shared experience flips the script, making class feel way less like an obligation and much more like the highlight of your week. You'll actually look forward to it. Moving on to Section 2, how to get started. We're talking comfort, safety, and confidence. Okay, so whenever you're facing a daunting task, breaking it down into simple, actionable steps is the absolute best way to tackle it. First things first, do not jump into an advanced program. Explicitly hunt down a beginner-friendly class. Second, keep your focus entirely on the fundamentals. Seriously, don't worry about looking flashy or doing tricks. And third, treat yourself to some secure, supportive footwear. You'd be amazed. A lot of students find that simply wearing shoes with non-slip soles completely erases that fear of slipping, which means you can just move freely and confidently in whatever comfortable clothes you have on. And speaking of those fundamentals, here's exactly what you should expect to tackle first. A solid instructor is going to focus heavily on your frame, your posture, just the absolute basic steps, and the mechanics of leading and following. They're going to build your foundation with these core building blocks long before they ever try to throw faster tempos or crazy twisting patterns at you. This step-by-step approach is brilliant because it guarantees you're never overwhelmed and you always feel totally in control of your own body. Now, communication is huge here, especially when it comes to your physical comfort. If you've got joint concerns, maybe an old knee injury acting up or a stiff lower back, you need to speak up about it right away. I literally cannot stress this enough. Reassure yourself that a great teacher is specifically trained to give you comfortable modifications to keep your joints safe. And the absolute best part, they do this without watering down the dance experience one bit. You are still genuinely dancing, you're just doing it in a way that respects and protects your unique body. Pretty great, right? Next up, Section 3, finding your unique rhythm. Let's talk about picking a style that actually fits you. So ballroom isn't just one single dance. It's actually this massive umbrella covering a bunch of different dances, and each one has its own distinct personality and pace. And to prove there really is a comfortable style for absolutely everyone, just look at the contrast. On one hand, you've got your slower, smoother styles. Think the waltz or the foxtrot, which are all about control, grace, and this really smooth glide across the floor. On the flip side, you have the livelier beats like the cha-cha or swing with much faster step timing. So how do you choose? Well, the best choice is simply the one that matches your current energy level and the kind of music you already groove to outside of class. Oh, and here's a little secret that should be a huge confidence booster for you. Do not be surprised if you progress way faster than you expect to. Why? Because the basic fundamentals of timing and direction that you pick up in your very first beginner class, they actually carry over across tons of different ballroom styles. Once you wrap your head around how to count a beat and shift your weight in a basic box step, you've essentially unlocked the foundational skills for almost everything else you're going to try on the dance floor. It's like finding a master key. Which brings us to section 4, setting realistic dance goals. This is all about measuring your progress without the pressure. If you want to keep your motivation high week after week, the trick is to focus on small, super achievable milestones. We're talking things like mastering one simple basic step sequence, or practicing a single turn while keeping good balance, or, hey, eventually attending a short, low-stakes social dance event when you feel up for it. By setting these bite-sized goals, you're constantly giving yourself a reason to celebrate your progress. It totally strips away the pressure of feeling like you need to look like a pro and replaces it with the pure joy of just getting a little bit better every time you show up. There's this really powerful quote directly from our source material that just beautifully nails everything we've been talking about today. It says, age doesn't determine your ability to learn, consistency and the right guidance do. I just love that. Ballroom dancing is truly for everyone who just makes the choice to show up. With some patient practice, a supportive partner, and a class that's actually built for beginners, the number of years on your driver's license becomes completely 100% irrelevant to your capacity for joy and movement. So that leaves us with one pretty critical question. If the physical benefits are there, the social connections are waiting for you, and the learning environment is built specifically for your success, what's actually keeping you off the floor? Are you really going to let some outdated high school memory dictate what your body gets to experience today? I say, go find a class, lace up those shoes, and surprise yourself. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer today. Keep learning, keep moving, and I'll see you next time.